Well, I had a blast tonight. So, after picking weeds miserably this morning, I was finally allowed to go to the mall with my friends. And this time I went with Hannah and my sweet man, Adam, of course. So, we went to Regency, and yeah, you already know the usual spot. Hot Topic was our first stop, and we stayed there for a little bit. And I found my eighth grade prom dress, but I think I should talk about that later because I have more important things to get to, like my date. So I stood there watching Hannah look for some posters and then Adam gawking at some thongs like he'd never seen them before. But anyway, after that, we wandered away to some other stores and we ran into some kids from the bus at JCPenney, and they totally knew that I was on a date because Adam and I were holding hands. So after that, Adam took us to the food court and bought us some pizza and sodas, and then we returned to Hot Topic again to buy Hannah's posters, and then to FYE to get Adam a Hate Breed CD. Hell yeah. But when we didn't know what else to do, we all decided to go see a movie. So when we got to the movie theater, we hung around for like 10 minutes just arguing over what movie we would see because the only options available to us were Agent Cody Banks, ha, and then The Hunted, which I assumed would be really gory because that was Adam's pick. And then there was Chicago, which is the movie that I've been dying to see, but I know that my mom would never take me to see that because everyone's like naked and stuff. So anyway, Hannah and I insisted on seeing Chicago, but then Adam groaned excessively. No, I do not want to see some gay old musical, he protested. I'd rather see The Hunted. Well, Hannah and I refused to see some stupid military movie, so we made Adam buy tickets to see Chicago. Although he was really, really hesitant in doing so. I'm not gay, he assured the guy at the ticket booth. And then the guy looked really confused and then just said, okay, nobody really said you were. And then handed us the tickets. I can't believe you're making me see this, Adam groaned. Hannah and I cackled in triumph. Ha! So when the movie began, Adam had a really bored, this is gonna be the stupidest thing I'm ever gonna see look on his face. But as the movie progressed, so did our closeness. And Adam actually enjoyed both. We both moved slowly closer and closer to each other until we were shoulder to shoulder. And then in 5 minutes, Adam carefully crept his hand over to my hand, and our hands were locked together for the rest of the movie. But this isn't even the best part, okay? It gets so much better. As we squeezed and held each other's hands, Hannah continuously kept nudging Adam, which was probably her way of telling him to get closer to me. Adam simply moved his leg to touch mine, yet I made the job easier for him. After a while of thinking it over, I moved my head to lay on his shoulder, just like the old 50s song. And then Adam lay his head on top of my head, and then we nuzzled in the dark. I felt Hannah nudge Adam once more. I knew exactly what she wanted him to do. And I smiled as he was about to move his head over to my face, but then he dropped it back down. Ugh! We just cuddled together until we were watching the part when Roxy Hart, the heroine, sings a really sad part about losing her stardom, and then Adam shifted a little. I just looked up at his cheek, and then I lay my eyes into the screen again. Into his free hand, Adam gently lifted my chin up, slowly, looking at me softly. And then right then and there, I felt his lips glide upon mine into one sweet, soft kiss. I never wanted that moment to end. Ugh, and I realized that's just what I've wanted all along. Even though it was kind of quick and was over really sooner than I had hoped. But anyway, I flashed a grin at him as he smiled back at me, and then we squeezed our hands together again fondly as I placed my head back on his shoulder. After a few more minutes, the movie ended, and then we both sat there for just another minute until Hannah got out of her seat and said, "Okay, you guys," with a giggle. We all stood up and left the theaters, and then we called Hannah's mom to pick us up, only to find out that her mom went to Fleming Island, which is like an hour away from us. So we just hung around Hot Topic for a while again. Not that I really cared though, because I kind of like being there. But then after we got bored of that, we went to the food court entrance where Hannah went to the back door of the Subway and asked to have some banana peppers. And the guy actually gave her some and she actually ate them. I'm dead serious. LMFAO. We finally got picked up by Hannah's mom, almost got into an accident, and then got lost. Ugh, it was terrible. I live in the woods. Finally, when I was saying my goodbyes, I hugged Adam, and then I just waved at Hannah, and I came home and no one was there. So, haha, I danced around and I ate a box of Thin Mint cookies, and then I listened to Adam over the phone while I was in the house alone. To think that we both leave for spring break vacay tomorrow. Ugh, him to Georgia and I to Miami. Ugh, I can't bear to be away from him for a week. Tear, sob. To think that that was my first real kiss. I mean, come on. Kissing my guy cousins at Cuban family funerals does not count. And I'm definitely not counting the time that me and the neighborhood kids played Baywatch and then that one kid played CPR on me. Ugh, that wasn't about love. And your first kiss is so supposed to be about love, you know? And this was definitely my first intentional and loving kiss.